Hey, how's it going? So, right now I'm actually packing, packing right there, to go back to America this upcoming week. So, in the spirit of that, of course, I had to do a video about some more similarities between the United States of America and Japan. Now, normally I do 5 things in these videos, and I want to keep with that, but this time I'm only going to do 3 because I didn't want to rack my brain too much. But, since I'm going back to America, I'm going to be able to find a lot more things as well. So here's 3 things that are the same between Japan and the United States of America. Number 1, Japanese people as a whole are not very religious. I would say maybe about 1% of the population at least identifies as Christian. And there's quite a few people who identify as Buddhist, but a vast majority are non-religious of any sort. But with that being said, they also have a problem with Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, so occasionally they'll come around trying to knock on your door and, of course, give the usual spiel and everything. Now, me as a foreigner, I can always pretend I don't speak English and use that as a way out. But fortunately for me, I have managed to avoid them every time. Now, one time, a few days ago, a lady did come, and on my bed, there is a little intercom here. So I can see a video of whenever somebody is coming to my door, if they ring my doorbell. So I was able to avoid that situation that time. But every other time, they've missed me completely. Number 2 is something so simple that you really wouldn't even think about it. But when people are taking pictures, the common thing to say, just like in America, is cheese. So, all right. And the third and final thing, just like people in America, Japanese people are every bit as obsessed with smartphones as we are, back in the States. Which kind of makes sense because they utilize a lot of public transportation and people are bored. So, of course, they're going to be on their phones a lot. Now, granted, the same demographics. So mostly young people, teenagers, young adults, adults in their 30s and such are the main ones with cell phones. But older people tend to use just a regular flip phone, or people who want to save a lot of money. They use flip phones as well, but you will see tons of people that use smartphones like this. Like, this is just a little cheap Android that I got. It works out for me. I see people with iPhones all the time. People with other, Android phones. You can find the same technologies here. I was under the impression Japan was pretty low tech at first, which in a lot of ways they are, but when it comes to using modern things like phones, they love using different applications and everything. Some of the same applications, like I mentioned in my previous video, they like to use Instagram. They like to use Twitter. So it's it's a good thing that we have in common. So if you come to Japan and you see people like down on their phones, it's pretty much the same thing. Although they do give fair warnings at train stations and stores not to be constantly looking down at your phone while you're walking. Unfortunately, Pokemon Go has made that worse. So I guess that can be a number 4. Pokemon Go is super popular and people do just as many crazy things playing that game as they did in the States. But we'll keep it under that same smartphones are popular umbrella. So that's 3 things that are the same between Japan and America. Like I said before, I'm going back to the States in a few days, so hopefully I notice some other things that are very similar between the 2 countries, the 2 cultures, so that in the next video I can actually have a full list of 5 like I normally do. So until then, everyone be blessed. I'll talk to you later, and keep on the lookout for my next couple of videos. I might be vlogging as well. Alright, see you later.